And we're back. It's okay, I was off for 2 days, so we're gonna struggle. Also, it's a hard attack. When the attack doesn't trap you down under, it's so smooth, but like... Like, there's an idea that love to, like... Ooh. Damn, I could add that. There's some ideas to this attack. It's just, it's hard to say. It's like on the wider shot. Okay, that was just poor. It's like on this type of shot, the more top to bottom shot, I want to play lower, but, or, excuse me, I want to vary it up. On the wider shot, I usually want to play lower, but... Is that true? I don't know, there's so much nuance. Oop. Like, the issue on the tall wave is that sometimes I want to play defensive and go high. But, like, if I do that, the follow-up wave becomes such an issue. The answer is just get good luck so that you can play pretty low and not get punished for it. Who up optimizing the camouflage? Oh, I actually had that one, but I went too up. Should have powered and retreated. Ooh, too much. Do some of this attack. This deck has a few different layers, and it's like... That was weird. The bullets always spawn that low? I guess they do spawn pretty low, don't they? Or at least they can. Oop, too fast. I don't think that was a good line. I think I should play it further left. Like, when something works, you can be happy that it worked, but you should always look to see if it was... Was it the best play you could have done? What's the line here? I think it was play wide, but not go as wide as I did. Hard to say. That was pretty ugly. At least it's only 2 waves. That's the other thing that makes this attack really nice. Like, there's definitely a bit that feels awkward, but, like, it's so short that, like, it doesn't feel like there's that much... There's not much time for things to go wrong. That was not a good line. I keep getting greedy with these lines. It works, but... It feels uncomfortable. It feels awkward. I think I'm happy with that. I think that was a solid line to pick. I think that was kind of bad regardless, so... I think the only thing that might have worked more is playing really wide left, but... I don't know if it would have been much prettier. Are we looking for like a left? Oops. I don't know, this deck, I feel like some of my lines are not the best, but, like, it just tends to work regardless. Most of the time. So maybe I should just be happy with it. Mm. Awkward. Hello, Vicnut. What if I Vader double? Do I Vader double right or do I Vader right left? Or double left? I don't think it's that particular what I do. I think more often than not I'm getting a 2-wave kill anyway. Like, when I get a really fast kill, like, there's so much wiggle room that even when I get a slower kill, it's generally going to require a really slow kill to... That was not the best line in the first wave. I need to play a bit more aggressive, some of these. Like, there are times when it's right to play passive, but I think you want to play proactive at the water. Like, if you see the defensive line, like, at the end there, you take it. But otherwise... Good idea, bad execution. Should play around that. It's a fun attack. I do really like this one. It's blue, so it looks like hydro camouflage, but like it's actually quite enjoyable. I think there's so many different like it's not that difficult, but on average, but like there's so many different like levels to the read you do on it. Oops. Too aggressive. Or just too up. Like, it's not that bad, but it's really rewarding to clear. I'm tripping too much. Bro's not locked in SMH, my head. Hello, Hops. Also, sometimes she just gives you, like, really clean reads. And sometimes there are worse reads, but... seems like suspect line, but worked. I do unironically believe one of the harder parts of Notori is before she begins. It's remembering to be ready for the nons. Like, I think the nons are literally fast enough where, like, there's an element to it where where it's, like, a very important part of this fight is being aware of, like, that it's so quick on the startup. Specifically for the first non. Not as much for the other two, but, like, just sitting there and being like, ooh, I gotta go immediately. Oops, I choked. 7 missed today. We'll see. You know, I wasn't playing for 2 whole days. I might be washed. Okay, I'm not happy with my lines right now. But I am really happy with my play on the cutback. I've started getting better at making myself a more open lane on the cutback. Oops, that was really bad. I am not hitting these lines. I don't like that. Oops. That's where homing just gotta bail you out. This is also a fairly fun attack. I didn't really like it at first, and even once I got the route, I still kind of didn't like it, but... now that I see, like, how to go through that cutback, going through the spinning lines is definitely weird. It's definitely really awkward at times, but for the most part, it's also a pretty cool attack. Honestly, like, most of Stage 3 is actually really cool. I really like Stage 3. It's just Hydro Camouflage kind of takes away from a lot of it. Like the entire Notori fight is, I think, really solid. In a way where it's, like, relatively simple, but, like, it still can definitely trip you. She's not free, but she's not that hard. Like, she feels fairly consistent, but she's certainly not free. Like some, like, Stage 1 or 2 bosses can feel. I gotta move the laundry real quick. Okay, let's... The awkward part about this attack is, like, there's the line I like for, but, like, it's... Like, with her slight movement, and, like, your offset position during the beginning, like, it can really definitely throw it off a little bit. Otherwise, it's not bad. I definitely have to be a bit more cautious about this stun. I mean, I think I was definitely aware of how, like, tricky it can be, but... It's really trappy. Because of how far out the waves spawn, and how, like, completely wide some of them go, it's kind of not easy to see at times, like, where the where the trap is setting up ahead of time. Boy Moses over here. Myself there a little. So I got bailed out. I think I gotta be careful sometimes about being too inside on some of the lanes. Oh, that's such a problem. I don't know how I'm going to play around that well. Certified hitbox moment. This spell's definitely a problem. Even if you're really good at it, it definitely can... I think there's so much volatility to it that it's always going to be a problem. Ooh, that's... What if there are times if I can force my... it's really, I think it's really position dependent. hate that idea, though. Playing slower sometimes. Like, playing slower after the first wave sometimes. I guess it kind of depends a little bit on how consistently you can get that line. But I don't hate that. Maybe I do hate that a little bit. It's not super consistent. If you mess it up, you don't really get the cut back. I think there are times where if she gives it to you, it's... But the problem is, if I'm in that spot, I don't know if I can really play up getting past stage 2 on pace. I've done that many times. Getting past stage 3 on pace is tricky, but definitely very reasonable. The issue is getting past stage 4 on pace. That's gonna take a miracle. Actually, now that I look at that, I think the instance I want to do something slow is if I get trapped. Where it's like, it won't let me do the cut jump forward. This spell is so cool. I love this spell. The more I do this spell, the more and more I like it. It doesn't feel like it has much in the form of, like, just absolutely body you, just get bodied RNG. In terms of how spread out the red and blue lines are, what her attitude is. Pretty sure it's just random. Like, there's limit to, like, how wide and how shallow she can aim them, but pretty sure it's just random. But, like, the attack feels so... Like, the attack feels like there's like, always something you can do. Like, you can definitely trap yourself. But, like, it feels like even when you get trapped, it's like, oh, you had a way out. There's like so many different, like, small reads you can, like, to look at on this attack. And trying to get good at all of it. Stuff is a cool spell. I mean, I thought it was, like, a fine spell. But, like, I never really, like, loved this spell when I was 1cc'ing this game. Like, I was like, it's fine. I think some of that's just because I didn't really understand it, like, the best. Like, it's one of those spells where it's like, oh, you just strafe side to side, and it's like, sometimes it doesn't work, and it feels, like, weird. Has some very visually nice spells. I really like the stars going out and then, like, disassembling themselves. Like in this attack. Because it's like, it looks very uniform, then it just, like, spells out into chaos. But it's not like it's, like, that fast of chaos. Like, it's only, like, PDH level. It's also fairly static, but, like... In fact, it's completely static besides her positioning. Which is what causes any variation to this attack. But, like, it's slow enough where the chaos is very manageable. I love the disassembly and reassembly, or not reassembly, but just the disassembly of the stars. I feel like this final's fairly eh. As I immediately die to it. Her nons are interesting, in my opinion. I think all of her spells, even her first spell, is very interesting. I just think this spell is the part of her that I find the most, like, the least interesting. Not that it's a bad spell, it just feels... This spell feels like it belongs to Parsi. Both in terms of difficulty and appearance. Something recently is why Nue is one of your favorite bosses. That's fair. Nue has some cool spells design-wise. I've never been the biggest Nue boss fan. I just don't really like the UFO spells, but that's mostly just because, like, they're fairly difficult in my opinion, and I struggle with them heavily. Nue's survival is really cool. As a mod, just combine the boss movement. All spells can move, and all plus movement means like 2/3 of the screen. Yeah, make movement even more random sometimes. I think having variability in the movement is a good thing, but there's an extent to that. I love that. Like, I just don't love the 14-second kill. Even if it's supposed to be consistent, I just don't. Oop, 15 seconds. It's terrible. Fruit? What do you mean fruit? Where's their fruit in SA? Well, there hasn't been much practice since I've been not playing or streaming for the last 2 days due to wedding stuff. Not my own, other people's. So I've been rather busy. So we're finally back for more. For 13. I mean, here's the thing. For that, yeah, I mean, it's just natural progression. On Thursday, I had a run where I played like absolute dog shit on like stage 5 and 3, but I had a one miss stage 4 that only missed to IS final because I choked out of nerves at the end, but like it was a perfect stage 4 up to that point, which I was really happy about. Like both stage and Aya herself. Can you like just like listen to me, Momiji? Like, I like the 13 second, but I definitely want to feel good enough that I can do it on 14 seconds. That, like, I'm not forcing 13 seconds. Right? Like, 13 and 12 seconds, like obviously that's fine. It's a lot smoother. But I want to at least be able to say, hey, if I get 14 seconds, like, okay, not 16. 16's a big no-no. I hate you. Just one stream your people sound like a doing this. I'm pretty confident that if I play really well in a run, I could trim down to a 6-4 miss at any point this week. I feel like a 2 is. I feel like down to a 3 or 2 is still pushing it. Like there's still just too much that can go wrong right now. But like if I looked at how I played on some of that run on Thursday, I was like, I could definitely trim down my miscount a lot. But like so much of that just comes down to this stage. Like, I can go have a 5 miss stage 4. I hate you, Momiji. Like, I can just go have a 5 miss stage 4. Or I can have, like, a perfect stage 4. I hate this boss so much. It's honestly a fairly neat attack. It's just really frustrating. Literally one attack? Yeah, it's like the 3rd hardest attack in the game. Asterisk. The 14 second is... Okay, so the thing about 14 second compared to 13 is I just have to play better with my slow strafes. I just really have to get my slow timing better. If I strafe slower and more precise with that, the 14 second works fine. I just have to be aware of the time I kill her, how patient I have to be about it. The reason I say asterisk for her being the 3rd hardest is because if I sit down and say she's the 3rd hardest, then someone might come through here and be like, I personally think she's the hardest, or 2nd hardest, or 4th hardest, or 5th hardest. You know, someone's going to come in here and argue that because it's a subjective opinion. Honestly, at this point, I might say that she's the attack I struggle with the most, even compared to something like Divine Virtue's Wind God or Peerless Wind God. But I think some of that's just because like I have a lot more confidence in those 2 attacks, even if my cap rate might not be as good. I think my Peerless Wind God cap rate is better than this. Divine Virtue's Wind God, it's 5th hardest or 7th hardest. Yeah. Like, I just have, like, no confidence going into this. Because I'm just like, this is just whatever. It's what it's going to be. Like, if I'm playing really well, I can beat it great, but, like, that's asking a lot. Like, it's a lot of effort to, I don't know how much experience Donikos has, especially on Lunatic in this game. The problem is, it's like the way the waves evolve, it looks almost like it should be consistent, but then it's just random. Like, there's so much just randomness the way that there's no predictability in how the wave unfolds. And also, this is one of those ugly... That was just me being bad. This is one of those ugly attacks where, like, her movement really dictates a lot. And, like, sometimes... And, like, kind of based on her movements, sometimes her spirals really kind of get in the way and trap you. Spawn binge. It's hard to say what Zune is on at times. Look at that. That's disgusting. Like, look at that spiral trapping. Luigi's trying to catfish me. It's unbelievable. Also, this attack falls into a category that I call Blazing Wheel. Except it's significantly more noticeable with this attack. Which is, it's really difficult in the middle of the attack to, like, transition from not shooting to shooting. Like, I know, hey, it's just a single button press. Just put your finger on the button or let go of it. But, like, it's so difficult to, like, transition that sometimes. No, I'm not making a pun right now. Apply the pet flare method to this. I don't know how much my pet flare strat would really, like, help for this much. I think what it really just comes down to is having the focus and, like, the lock in to, like, just try to see the way from the beginning and see everything ahead enough time. Like, it's like, I feel like when if I'm really focused on the attack and, like, really trying to put my brain power to it, like, I could sometimes see it unfold and just, like, play really well. Oop. Here's my only issue with the stop shooting at the beginning. I'm unsure of my position going into it, which is another thing we're gonna have to worry about in terms of just, like, starting the attack. I have to learn, like, when I start shooting, like, when that timer is. There was something else I was going to say to it. I feel like there's two other things. And I've lost my brain focus on it. Just time it out. I don't need to time it out. Also, the beginning of the attack is, like, the worst part of the attack. Because, like, she generally starts lower on the screen than she'll get any other part of the attack. And there was a third thing I was going to comment on, and I can't remember what it is. My brain is jumping around too much. Wipe me? She's going to wipe me a lot. That is just the way of life. This deck is cool, but it definitely is weird. Like, it feels awkward. It's a cool attack, it just feels really awkward at times. There's these dodges, sir. It's how the attack is. Okay, I learned the high play against that attack. Fama or Fama, however you want to call it, told me, hey, try playing it high, and then I was like, okay, I'll go high up, and I was like, wait, I really like this line. But it's kind of disgusting at times. I don't like this non. This non is disgusting. Never mind, it's free sometimes. At least I like this attack. So, right now. Actually, kind of having a decent line on it. Free non? Yeah, I want you to go ask everyone here. Yeah, free. I was not playing high enough on this non. Or this spell, excuse me, if this isn't enough. Definitely her hardest non by a notable degree. Entire game's free. Part with IAPCB for me. Yeah. This definitely isn't a middle ground / above average difficulty LNN. Listen, you can ask Alan if you want. You can ask, or you can go around and ask a lot of people playing with this game. This attack, depending on how the bullets unfold, can just be disgusting. And the longer you let it go, the worse it can get, or the more odds of it being gross. I played too far out. The game is. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. I hate that too. Like, if you're playing any game that isn't EOSD, like UFO or LOLK, it's just, well... Just be glad it's not, I don't know, Junko right now. I mentioned EOSD? Yeah, I can bring it up sometimes and not go into a rage fit over how I hate the existence of EOSD. I don't. The second non is a problem, but once you kind of like learn the lineup, it's not that bad. It's tight, but it's not that bad because it does have a lineup for it. Okay, gets touched by holy water. Maybe you need to see a therapist. Have you ever thought about that? Is this EOSD in the room with us now? The first two waves I can play high up, and then I should really remember to play more defensive on the third wave. It's the retreat on the third wave, I think, that is really the ugly part about this attack. And making sure I'm mechanically skilled enough to hit my lines with playing north. Yeah, that's what I meant. You can see this guy's owl. Careful, you might start to develop Stockholm Syndrome. Maybe, are you just a tsundere? Maybe you talk about how much you hate it, but you actually love it secretly. But you don't want to love it, but you do. So that's why it's such a conflict for you. Or the I hate everyone type. Me too! I go back into talk about old people going through self-checkouts. There's a dare for that. Ooh, ugh. Sloppy right now. It's just the retreating back down on all the waves. That's the tricky part about that. Oh no, I had that line! I choked at the last second. So they scan what you take with you and auto-charge you when you leave? Yeah, you'd have to, like when you enter the store, you, like, swipe your card or something, you know, if you have a card. That would have to be card only, because you couldn't use cash. And then, like, you know, they just take out what you take or something. Problem is, if you try to do a fully automated system like that, like, you know, you have to figure out the kinks of the flaw, because there's going to be a bunch of people who just try to, you know, how do I abuse this and take advantage of it and cheat the system? I think it's very possible to make it work well, but... like, the problem is there's a lot of things in life that, like, theoretically could work really well, but, like, you can't, but, like, there are a lot of people that don't necessarily have goodwill, and you gotta figure out how you take care of that. Reason. Yeah, but then you just need like a pseudo police force type of thing, because like you really gonna trust the people at large to self-enforce that type of thing? Because then you got to keep an eye out for the people without goodwill. Pepper spray and stuff. Shoplifting just coming down. Yeah, this is why I say that, like, stores need, like, snipers, just, like, manning the doors. The death penalty is inhumane! Yeah, but, like, you know, if like, just think about it. Like, I'm not necessarily supporting this by any means, but you know how, like, how many people would be a lot more scared to, like, shoplift if you just had, like, just put a sniper near the doors? Grandma on the left, and then they just like a firing squad take her out. She forgot to scan one of her items, take them down. Burner launcher. Yeah, he also spelled apparently like an animal. You know, I often use that to determine one of two things. That really questionable word spelling, especially when it's fairly consistent, usually tells me one of two things. Either A, someone is not the most familiar with English. Ooh, that was gross. Or, yeah, I mean, fat finger incidents can happen, but, like, there are some times where you can look at a word, like, not what you just did, but there are some times where you see a word, you're like, okay, either English was not their primary language, or you're dealing with a child who doesn't know how to spell. It's a really good way to discern that sometimes. Oh, no, come on! Hello, Buggo. It's really nice at times, honestly, because, like, although it is definitely interesting in the Touhou scene, because, like, especially in the gameplay scene, like, I feel like I deal with far more Europeans than I do, Americans. Where it's like, when I deal with an American, it's like, you know, generally very familiar with English, but, like, to deal with Europeans, like, there's a lot of Central and even Eastern Europeans that are very not the most accustomed to English. Also, hello, Buggo. Did I already say hello to you? I think I did. I might not have. Something with a non-lethal fighting squad, but only during Black Friday, yeah. Because, like, I'm always cautious here when because, like, I engage with the gameplay Touhou scene at large a little bit. Like, I dabble with it on the outside at times, but I try to remain fairly distant. I am not playing with the best. Pages in the chat. Yeah, I saw your message, and I was replying to Glitcher, and then I said hello, and I was like, did I just say hello like 10 seconds ago? And I kind of forgot, because I went to answer something to Glitcher, and I was like, I couldn't remember if I literally just said something or not. Hating a foreign user. I'm not hating a foreign user. What I'm specifically saying is that I'm really skeptical when it, like, I try to be really careful when it comes down to engaging with children on the internet. No worries. I know you're cool like that. I was just, I had to do a double take on my own because I was like, did I just say hi 10 seconds ago? And I had a stroke and I couldn't remember. By presence. Nope. That's totally what I'm saying. Yeah, just interpret what I'm saying like that. Do we play mainline Touhou? I've seen them. I've seen them engage in online communities. They're not that big, but they do exist. But what I'm more referring to is, like, a lot of the more casual and, like, even, like, outside the gameplay scene, specifically, there are a lot of the kids, I'm mostly referring to, like, middle school to, like, high school level age, people who engage with the scene, and I'm like, the problem is, there are, honest to God, really high-quality fans in this group, in that group, but I find that that's the group that tends to ruin fandom groups a lot. so fan of the interact. Getting the interact with the fandom. I don't really deal with the fam at large. I really deal with like the Touhou gameplay community. And by proxy, because I'm in the Touhou, I should really stop playing this spell. I'm just like not locked in enough on it. Let's do the final because it's relatively easy, and I could probably get some more experience with it. Because there's a little bit of nuance on this attack. I had to play faster. Or just move sooner. Yeah, again, I had to move sooner. What am I doing? I'm bro's not locked in. What I'm getting at is that I much prefer a smaller group of potentially similar-minded individuals or just equality people rather than large fandom groups, because that's when you get people who are not high-quality individuals. Also, when you try to appeal to a younger audience, you have to start worrying about some of the things you talk about and or say. And I'm not someone who's going to go out of my way to... I don't want to go out of my way to censor myself that much. There's a lot more you could say than just that. Like, obviously, though, there's some good candidates there. It's because, like, I'll bring up the Undertale issue. I don't really have any qualms with Undertale. I have some things I like about it. I have respect for Toby Fox as a whole and what he's made. And, like, hey, if you make something that gets popular, like, there's some valid things to that. But there is an issue where when things get popular, they get popular for the wrong reasons. Or, specifically, some people engage with something because it's popular, not necessarily because they like it. That's something you have to be cautious of. You know what's an example? That fucking... Which is why you always have to be very cautious with the groups that you interact with and the fandoms that you go. I'm going to talk about Danganronpa. I've talked about this before. I'm going to talk about this again. I'm going to do some Virtues of the Wind God while I rant. The disconnect from the actual thing to the fandom is wild. It just got complete... Like, the broad fandom got so overrun with children that it just became unbearably bad. It never hit the mainstream quite as much as some of those previously mentioned things, so they're not like your go-to comments with this, but like, oh my goodness. And these are where you get the people who are like, you know, I hate to fall into this category because it's like, because at the COD always that thing, like, these are where you get the people who like don't engage with the official content. Like, they're just in it for the fandom. I'm like, it's not like wrong to like something for like different reasons, but like, ugh. And then you just devolve into the community where it's all about ships, and then people start doxing each other over ships. And, like, it's just all the product just devolves into nothing closely related to, like, what the actual content is. Kids from Undertale, yeah. I think Gacha suffered this issue a lot in terms of whatever the popular thing is. You got the people that flood in and kind of the masses that ruin it, and then they leave and go into the next thing, and then all that's left is just a shell. Honestly, this is kind of why I like a lot of the Touhou fan game communities at time, because a lot of that is like rather small groups. Like, there's some things I want to say about the Touhou community. I am not going to be someone to name drop, so I'm gonna avoid any details. I'll complain and talk about issues at large, but I don't want to actually, like, name drop and, start actual issues. I'm not of that. That was a pretty good time down, too. That was a really bad play at the end. The community overall is going to shit. It's... I feel like a lot of it is just, like, as you try to... Like, if you want to be popular, like, a lot of it is you kind of gotta approach to the younger audiences, and that kind of just devolves into things. And I also want to comment, like, I feel like there's two different ways to look at this. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and defend them by any means, but, like, I'm talking, like, appeal to the younger audience in a different way than something like Pokemon, where it's like, okay, you know, this is, like, a really kid-friendly thing. It's like, you know, it's a very basic style of game designed for, you know, just literally designed for younger kids. But, like, that's, like, the 10-year-olds playing Pokemon are not the ones in the fandom, right? Like, they fucking sit down and they're playing Pokemon. Like, they're like, ooh, look at this Charizard, that's so cool. Like, the problem is you have this, like, media culture, especially with, like, YouTube and Twitch and stuff, that just promotes so many questionable things, especially to kids. I mean, it's just where the popularity flows. Like, oh boy, let's talk about loot boxes, guys. Gambling! Guys, let's make an addiction, let's just get everyone hooked onto fucking watching, essentially, gambling streams. Man, I wonder why gachas are so popular. I wonder where that came from. I did it again. That's how I died on my last, like, long run. Where I don't micro in the middle, and then I get to the side and I'm forced to micro on such a short notice. I gotta get more... Time kids media. Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't think it's specifically kids media. I think it's a lot of things that get really popular, and then it just invites, and then it's just like, the problem is, it invites the parasites in the community. This is why you gotta gatekeep people, you know? I'm in a very anti-micro mood right now. That's not the best recipe for success on this attack. I gotta force some micros, even when I might not have to. Because, like, literally, sometimes, like, making myself do a micro, like, forces me to, like, get in a quicker thinking mood. Okay, that's something a Raptors movie. does the most niche thing. Yeah. I'd say last time something enamored me so much was just Touhou. Because like when I like really like started looking into learning about Touhou, it just stunned me. Like nothing has ever drawn me as much as Touhou. Like there's some things that have drawn me in a lot, but nothing to the extent of Touhou. And its offshoots in like many of the fan games and stuff. Pod PvP IRL today. Neato. You see, here's my skepticism with pod PvP. I think it'll be so much fun, but then you get into then you run into a problem. Are the people you're playing with fine with the pod rapid fire or not? Also, hello, Simon. Comes in there. Yeah, there's some really good stuff out there. But sometimes it's really hard to find it. Just because something is good doesn't make it popular. Vice versa. Just because something's unpopular doesn't mean it's bad, necessarily. It also does, it doesn't necessarily help that, like, my general broad favorite market of games is, like, turn-based JRPGs. Or just turn-based RPGs in general, doesn't have the J part in front of it. And it's like, that's not a very, popular and common opinion of games. Like, that was a sick-ass micro, dude. Holy shit. I'm really happy with that one, because that was, like, actually intentional. I was shooting. Why was I shooting? Oh, I can't do it, whatever. Okay, let's go, bump around my crop till I homing. Feels uncooked. Yeah, I think a lot of it is... Not that, like, if it's popular, it's undercooked, but, like... I feel like, for some... I feel like there's a couple lines to look at. First of all, I feel like some major companies have gotten away with laziness. Where they're relying on brands and titles to sell products. Rather than game content. Also, if you want to look at, like, gacha-style things, like, gachas and loot boxes have been proven to make a lot of money. So, like, developers are very incentivized to make that a regular type of thing. So that ruins things because the monetary gain. Yeah, like... I'm not saying everything... I don't think he's saying that everything that's popular is necessarily undercooked, like everything, but, like, there's a lot. I think the Deltarune issue is like, a little bit of a weird one. I think it's also partially, like, that it's just not my content by any means. All the non-gacha reasons? Yeah, but... But, like, the problem just comes down fundamentally with gacha games. It's like its design system is literally predatory. And literally, like, built to... It's built gambling. Like, it's built to prey on you like that. For better or for worse. Usually for worse, generally speaking. Also, chapter-based gameplay or game releases where it's like, oh, let's release things modern day, you know, one at a time, hee. I feel like have really incentivized people to be a lot lazier with creating things at a time. And that really applies to the gachas, where it's like, you know, honestly, you're incentivized to not make whole products. You're incentivized to make DLCs and or just additional content. Not really new, true. However, some content like that might be new to the mainstream, so people who have never engaged with other content like that see that type of thing. It's like, whoa, this is incredible. This is what happens when some people look at Touhou and are like, wow, this looks like Undertale. You know, with some of the shmup elements. Some people have just never been exposed to this type of thing before, and then Undertale having a couple shmup elements is like their first ever experience with it. SMH kids these days, SMH. I am also just a hater. Like, generally speaking, I'm just a hater, so like I am a pessimistic hater, so I like just have a more pessimistic view towards a lot of these things. So part of that's on me, I will admit. But like there's some things where it's like, okay, let's look at GTA 6 whenever it comes out. You know that game's gonna be one of the best-selling games of all time, maybe even the best-selling game of all time, regardless of how good it is. That's another interesting thing. Like, how good it is might sell a bit more, but like, brand title, I'm telling you. Comment. That's fair. I wasn't necessarily thinking along that line, but things inspired by something. Yeah, but some people really feel offended if you be like, "Oh, that looks like this," because the thing they like needs to be like the thing. It's like, ah, oh, that's just half-assed. I think some people get really offended if, like, you say something is, like, based after something. Thank you for moving up at the last second. I do very much appreciate that. It's like being inspired by something is mad to some people. Good, bad, is new. I feel like there's some like nostalgia people that kind of incorporate that mindset and really ruin that. Where it's like they liked something in the past and then they just don't like, you know, the way they experience or play games is different because they've experienced some things before, and then they're like, wow, this is so... That's an awkward line, because I couldn't really go left because that small bolt was there, so I need to go further to the right. Although, let me hate import customs. It is what it is. Gotta milk the most faith I can. What, milking they faith right now? Human. Yeah. Unfortunately, shipping/import stuff can be a little awkward at times. You know, there's an advantage to buying locally, or even regionally. It's like, hey, you know, yeah, sometimes you can find places that aren't like as scummy, but you gotta be careful with where you look. This is what sucks at times, because it's like, oh, you know, I just want to buy something. I don't have to like look into who's giving me the best deal, who's trying to overcharge me for some shit. Like, I just want to get my product. I don't want to have to. This is when I bought all my Tatsuki Records CDs. Like, I generally bought them all in bulk, because that makes it a lot. What are you doing with that weird spread, girl?
I guess there's fairies, so it wasn't inventory.
Listen to him. Did I pick a really bad... oh my gosh. I was so worried about my verticality that I was completely oblivious to the fact that I didn't move horizontally. You could never have good mail. I, like, never really had much in terms of mail/shipping issues in my life. But that, I think, is just me, because, like, I know a lot of people who have. What, you moved I thought I baited you to the right from there, you piece of... Doesn't matter, because we're homing. So we can just play around with it. We cute Christmas card last year. It's very sweet. I did not send you a Christmas card. I do not know your address, so I cannot send you a Christmas card. I don't know any of your addresses, and I'm not going to ask, because I feel like that'd be weird if I started asking people what their address was. Yeah, just give me your address. I promise I won't do anything sketchy with it, anything shady with it. Mobile games have ruined the modern gaming community, SMH. I don't like this spot. Oh, fuck, 15 second piece of shit. Fucking balls. Damn it, that was actually absurdly clutch Momiji. And I stalled it, but I didn't stall it enough. Shame. It's inaccessible. It also sucks sometimes with, like, stuff from, like, with Japan, because, like, there's some places where it's like, you know, it's hard to buy things from with, the very least over here with like credit cards and certain companies don't like certain sites and make it really hard to buy things from here. Shit, sad. How are you? Oh, you've been boss or non-tooth cat. Well, yeah, it's definitely harder, definitely worse, but it definitely has a similar feel because you're doing that. The extra 1 second matter. It's just the way like how much you stall, because like 14 seconds and less lets you do it without a restream. It lets you do the if you time it down to 14 seconds or less, it lets you do the waterfall section immediately after without restreaming a single time. If you're 15 seconds or higher, you have to do a restream just because of like the way it's going to spawn in, and that's what makes it really bad. I think there's isolationism again. Who knows what America will look like over the next handful of years. Who knows how the political system will go over here. I'm not going to say anything much more about that. I don't want to get particularly political, because some people tend to. It's actually funny that Damiko's mentioned how many weddings in Discord. I didn't end up replying to that, but although I was only at one, I actually do have 2 weddings yesterday. Because like my closest friends, their older sister got married yesterday, so I was at that wedding. I'm friends with their whole family and with her too, so I was at that wedding. But there was an old... But I found out that there was an old family friend. That was bad. I shouldn't be talking during this spell. What the fuck's wrong with me? Old family friend that got married yesterday as well. I was like, oh, neat. How convenient. What a coinky-dink. It's not canon. Here's the thing: you can say Ranko Maribel's not canon, but someone out there, if you say that, is gonna sit in here and protest that greatly. Gotta be careful when you say that. And 2 girls with 2 friends. Yeah, but like my Yuri. What else am I supposed to get up to? Got married Hatsune Miku. So yeah, I remember there's something. I remember hearing about that. Was that a 1 miss Aya? I choked on the stage portion. Was that a 1 miss Aya? Was that a 2 miss stage? And a 1 miss Aya? Was that actually a pretty damn solid stage 4? All things considered. I'm like not 100% locked in, as you can probably clearly tell. I just fucked the pooch on that one. See, this is why we're still in the practice phase, because we're still getting used to a lot of things. Who's messaging me? Oh. I need to luck that badly? No, I just need to play better and also not have people intruding on my room. These lines right now. Whatever, I still capped it anyway. Beat cat channel. Well, the problem is with that first spell is you fuck it up once, you're gonna fuck it up again because you just lose your line. It's such a line-dependent attack. Unfortunately. What? Oh, come on. I was not paying attention. Die to spell 1. Correction, you don't die to spell 1 once you have more experience with it. But I don't have enough experience with anything in this game to get to that point yet, unfortunately. Yeah, why are you a Germa watcher? get back to this game. I also, you know, need to not, like, just take 2 days off. Because of busyness doesn't help. 5-year-old boss pretend you're watching. Oh, okay, I see. I'm very fond of this theme. I like never think about this theme. I think about themes I like, but like it's just it is a very nice stage 1 boss theme. She moves so fast that first. I don't know. I'm not Zune. Why is this spell designed the way it is? Why don't you ask Zune? You bumper cropper, you. She bumper on my crop till I weak gouge. This is not his best stage 1 boss theme. Wriggle's theme is definitely close. Lady's theme is definitely close. You bumper cropper sounds like a slur. Well, anything can sound like a slur as long as you, like, say it aggressively enough. You misfortune god, you. Like Jellystone? What is Jellystone? I do not recognize the name of that theme. 15 from 17. I don't have enough experience with 17 to comfortably say much on that. I don't like that theme, but it's not because it's a bad theme, but because Eika tilted me when I played that game. And I didn't play that game long enough to, like, get good at Eika, so... It didn't redeem the theme yet. Like how Seiren's theme is a problem. Not because it's a bad theme, but because it reminds me of fighting Seiren. You know, I think I'm also just tired today, too. Like, it's been a long weekend and weekend. Because I've been busy. Who's gonna make you a big time? Well, wow, thanks for telling me what my live viewer count is. Can we ban this guy? Second of all, I mean, I've hit that many peak viewers before. It's not, like, the most unheard of thing. But to yourself to the internet without an ad blocker. I hate to break it to you, I don't use an ad blocker. And I, like, never have. Now, part of that is just laziness of, like, trying to find a good ad blocker, but, like, I literally never have. Yeah, I can't. I have them. I have. That was such a bad line, dude. Yeah, this is the frustrating part about learning a new game. It's like, I feel like there's so much that I should be better at because it's, like, relatively easy. But, like, I just don't have the experience with it to, like, comfortably piss my own ass with this attack. Holy shit, that was a clutch-ass final row. Cool, that's written there. It's not that I dislike them, I'm just not much of a collab type of guy. I'm not a big fan of trying to, like, content-wise, engage and deal with other people. I feel like that's a good way to stir up unnecessary drama by accident. Not that I think they're bad people or anything. He was what? What do you mean by that emote? Thought she was baby mode? To be fair, it's not like the attack I died to is actually like the hard attack, but like I feel like a lot of people that play this game will tell you that the Hina finals actually like pretty challenging, especially for homing Reimu, because it kills it. Because it's an attack that scales with how long the attack is like lasted, and so it's an attack where getting those extra couple seconds, or fuck my own ass. I'm just so out of it right now. Yeah. Ultimately, well, it definitely very well can be. Like, it's awkward, especially if you... Like, sometimes it's really hard to find lines there. You start talking. That's what I'm doing. I need to do the opposite. Like, talking and engaging with you guys puts me in a good mood often, so... Like, it's conflicting. Like, I want to try to play well, but I also think that, like, if I get quiet and really try to play well, I'm gonna die because I just gotta get better at this game, and it's just gonna tilt me, like, through the roof, so I need to keep talking. To keep myself sane and level-headed as much as possible, at least. I'm just cute. What are you, my grandma? Calling me cute? Sure, you gotta have slow days where you just learn things. We gotta... Progress is made. Progress is usually not made that fast. Oh, I moved too much. Just have to save some grief at some point. Probably at multiple points. From my experience of trying to get an LNN, it usually takes a lot of points. A lot of points where you gotta go through the cycle of agony. But you know what? I'm here for it long term. Like, the worst part about getting good is the millions of times you have to lose, but sometimes you can handle it and deal with it well and be great with it, and sometimes it pushes your patience a lot more. And you gotta take it one step at a time. Because like week one of like learning this game, it's like, okay, it's fine. It's like the attacks are pretty new. I'm not like experienced with them, but like at this point, I've like gotten experienced enough to where like, oh, I understand the basics of how to do all the attacks. And I'm like, oh, these attacks are easy. And then I die to some like nuanced section, or just playing bad, and it tilts me because I'm like, I should be better at this. I'd be like, oh, I should have seen that line. Oh, I should have played to that line. Sometimes it's just me not playing well, and sometimes it's just like, well, you gotta get more. You gotta be patient. It's capturing? No. If you bomb something, you don't get a capture for it. Spirit mode, does that not count as the cap? I don't think it does. I'm not super confident because my 10 Desires knowledge is not that extensive. So... I don't believe it does. Because, like, I know some of the mechanics, like PCB, getting a border doesn't ruin your cap, but if the border breaks, then it ruins your cap. Or if you even if you manually break the border, it ruins your cap. Do the wolf do like the animal like summons from Wily Beast take away from a cap or not? I don't think so either. But again, my knowledge of that game is not the highest. I don't like going to the left, so let's go to the right, actually. Turns out I have the space to cut back. Once you break the ammo hyper, okay. I feel like the game was designed with that in mind, so it would, but not gonna lie, paying attention to caps, especially when I'm like once seeing, was usually on the back of my mind, so I wasn't really confident in that. I think another issue is I was tired, so I was like, normally I drink tea before I stream, but like I usually have an energy drink for like Friday night. I didn't stream Friday night. I was like, and tonight I'm like, oh, I'm tired. I'll drink my energy drink that I have, and it just has not had the effects that I hoped for it. Like, normally it does, but it's just not have the, an 18 LSC gym. I mean, 18 is one of the games that's higher on my list of games I'd like to try to go to next. Although, I am not going to come up with a concrete answer until I'm done with this game. Who knows when that'll be. Could be a month, could be 5. Could be more, could be less, you never know. We gotta go one step at a time. Chippo and Harry. True, I gotta go to Touhou 1 so we can beat Harry. I don't know if 18 will be the next it's a tempting idea, but I'm not going to come up with a concrete answer to that until I'm done with this game. I mean, the LNN purpose when you're doing her item list, doesn't she have some challenging aspects? I'm not really like, I know the run is regarded as being rather difficult. I don't know necessarily where all the difficulty lies in Like, I'm pretty sure Sanyo's a bit of a bitch. Misamaru has her hard aspects. I'm not necessarily that knowledgeable on all the hard parts of It's a learning process. Or learning her is a process. Okay. I feel like I've heard that, but like I'm not. Oh, that was pure luck, by the way. I cannot take credit for that one. I can usually take credit for this attack, but like I was like, oh, there's gonna be a line there, and there wasn't. I was like, well, I'm cooked. But then a line, like, happened to happen, so... We take those, because sometimes you want a little bit of good luck, because it'll help put you in a good mood. Because otherwise, if I died to that, I would have been crabby. Fuck! I'm not as crabby dying to this, though, because this tech is... stupid. Mario harder than Mega Man. The issue with Misamaru for, like, Mega Man has some problems, but, like, a lot of her can be done fairly consistently. The issue with Misamaru is that, like, specifically her first and her last spell are just so volatile. It's just piss. Balls? Yeah, but yeah, balls, actually. That's your I didn't even thinking about that. Damn it, I gotta get better at making content. My jokes gotta be better. I missed the obvious answer. Do I remember Misamaru spell 1? Well, if you remember Misamaru spell 3, you're not that far off. I'm gonna go on a completely side tangent right now. Anyone ever have it where you're at a wedding, and there's like some chick or plural that like are by the way, act human. They're like, kind of push out that like they're a little like interested in you, and kind of like push that. And you're like, I'm not that interested. And it's like you don't want to be rude, but you're like, how do I distance myself from the situation? BRB, how dare you? How dare people leave this stream ever? Unacceptable. The initial, I'm playing some of these parts on like muscle memory, and I'm just like, I have some muscle memory for this game already, but like I'm not used to it enough to play completely confidently off of like just memory. I like this middle line. Where's my line? Aggressive! Easy. Lucas and lasers are death trap? Yeah. Your Esther number. What part of like I'm not really that interested in return didn't like rub off on that?
These are very favorite to look.
Yeah, aesthetically, I really like her laser attacks. I actually really like the Megumu fight as a whole. Like that was a fight I spent a while trying to get like a perfect Megumu. That's one of my more favorite fights across like some of the games. Period. It was a really cool fight, and it felt like it really felt rewarding to like learn Megumu. Like not gonna lie, but Megumu and Misamaru are both really fun bosses. Sanyo, I'm a little mixed bag on. I kind of like her, but like I also kind of don't. I was looking at chat. I have no one else to blame but myself, but I'll blame 11 for that one. Stop reading. I don't want to. I want to keep doing it. It's fun. It's entertaining. I need something to distract me from my tiredness. Okay, that one was just entirely on me.
To explain why learning is also chaotic.
Yeah, there's a lot of learning to that. I did cap Jimbo a few times because I really want to learn that, but he's definitely tricky. Got some frame drops. I lost 692 frames, but it looks like it's back, so. That wasn't Twitch ends, that was my end. Jimbo middle. The ultimate way to... It's like doing Peerless Wind God in the middle. Except not as bad, but still pretty bad. Away, though. Yeah, well, just because based on his movement, like, you do have to kind of move a little bit, play around where he is. At the very least, he's predictable with where he is, right? Let's see if we can get to her. SMH. So what you're telling me is that you're just washed, Alan. Very fortunate. Momijir. Like, there was, like, really no issues with that one. Like, there was not really that many, like, problematic reads. There's a couple, but there's always going to be something that's a little awkward on her. My strat for Jimbo and how I got to beat Jimbo a few times was I just watched Yatz's his LNN. I copied his strat to the best of my ability, and it worked for me a few times. And then I did that while trying to get the 1cc. To be fair, if there was ever an attack that I really struggled with in the 1cc, that was usually my go-to. Is what did Yats do, and if I can incorporate that. So fortunately, he's not a homing player, so some strats I can't one-to-one, but... Chad's bug chip, oh yeah. Come on, I'm already kissing Kaneko, what more do you want? Oh, come on! I had the line and I just stopped short of it. Wah. Awkward-ass angles. I did that to myself a little bit, but it worked. Like, yeah, why am I dropping frames? Not right now, but it's kind of cringe if you ask me. Nice. I'm dropping frames again. SMH. Someone chewing my internet up right now? I did it again. I keep dying to that. I know how to get around it, and I fail. Can you, like, work internet? Kills Wingard, yeah. I'm actually lag specking on purpose so it doesn't, like, catch when I'm pausing in the middle of the attack to try to dodge around it. It's like the third time I've died to it in the middle of the run. I do it, like, every time in practice, and I just, like, forget to do the line in the middle of a run. It's so tilting. It's just too good. She's probably the hardest boss of the game. My internet speed is fine right now, so. Whatever, Peerless Wind God Cap is pretty good. We take those. Okay, I was a little bit too far. Well, I have no power. Yeah, I was too far to the left. I have to play more middle if I'm going to do that strat. You learn something new. That's what's important. But why would you learn something new when you can just keep doing this attack? See, that's what I mean when I say that there are nuances I have to learn. I have to learn that I have to do that part more in the middle. Otherwise, I put myself in an awkward spot. Oh! I'm gonna move on to Labby Touhou momentarily, but I want to do this a few times. Ooh, cat bag time. I'll take that. Oh, Skull at the wedding. I commented 0 about Touhou at the wedding. Okay. Honestly, very solid day. Despite how tilted I am. I